sneak preview of Family Guy. Then Homer Simpson teams up with Dan Marino and Troy Aikman for the Simpsons Super Bowl Spectacular. Don't miss the Super Bowl post-game party right after the Super Bowl. Next. But we still got a lot of celebrating and observing to do. 2 minutes left. Denver with 2 timeouts. Atlanta with 3.
You know, and if this is John Elway's last game and he knows it, and he's standing there in the huddle, you wonder what's going through his mind. You know, it looked like we had a picture of him during the national anthem. It looked like there was a tear coming down.
I thought the same thing. I know when we saw Travis Hall, there was a tear coming down his eye. And Terrell Davis will be the man who carries the load if indeed Elway does retire. McCafferty goes in motion. Davis hanging on to the ball. Let's quickly go down to Bill Maas.
Hey guys, at the 2-minute warning, they pass out these Super Bowl winning hats and t-shirts. If you take a closer look here, it says XXXIII. Oh no, that's 33. But John, I think this shirt will fit you. I'll bring it back up to you.
No, you keep it, Bill.
No. Don't you keep it, Bill. Send it on up. I have never turned down a freebie in my life.
Certainly not a 3X.
No. I mean, anything that you can wear or eat, I'll take.
Well, I'll take the hat. Because I thought Atlanta had a good chance. John Elway, a 16-year career, 2 Super Bowl titles after he lost his first 3, 9 Pro Bowls, 148 regular season wins. The records go on and on and on, and what a likable person he is.
You know, it was funny talking to Terrell Davis about it. He says, you know, he said there's talk about John Elway retiring. He said, I've never talked to him about it. He said, but I don't know pro football without John Elway.
Right.
And when you think of it, none of these Bronco players know pro football without John Elway.
Well, he said one thing. Well, this is coming up after the game, the post-game report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris. The Lombardi Trophy presentation, player interviews, highlights. Still a lot of Super Bowl left on Fox. And the post-game guys are not under there, but they will be after they raise it. Coming up on the Pontiac Wide Track post-game show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy, interviews with players from both teams, and highlights of the game. That's all coming up. I don't know if that's the Dirty Bird or not.
Oh, yeah. Keith Traylor's doing a little Dirty Bird to the Atlanta fans, saying, I'll show you.
Shannon Sharp already got his championship shirt on.
You know, I remember in Super Bowl 11, when I was coaching Super Bowl 11, Minnesota made a score at this time of the game, and I didn't even see it. Never watched the film. I have yet to see it to this day.
Davis slams straight ahead.
Because if you're on Denver's side, you start your celebrating now. This is what it's all about. That's what they're playing for, the Lombardi Trophy. But they're also playing for rings. You know, there's nothing that beats a Super Bowl ring, because you have it your whole life. They can never take it away from you. And you were, in your life, at this time, a champion.
And you can say it happened during a blue moon.
Right. It happened more than once in a blue moon.
Pat Bowlen.
You know, Pat Bowlen did mention something, and John Elway didn't know about it, but he said that maybe John Elway will stay on as a part owner of the Denver Broncos. And then John Elway heard of some of the prices that they're getting, and he wasn't too sure.
4th down. Denver. Howard Griffith. And John Elway under the center. Deep is Derek Lavelle. And Elway is going to throw. And does. And throws it to the end zone. And just the end zone.
I wonder what the heck that was all about. I wonder if he wanted one more pass.
He's disgusted.
Yeah, he is. He didn't want that to be a 4th down incomplete pass. And that was the thing that I talked about earlier. That this guy's a competitor.
Yep.
I mean, this isn't something. I mean, he has everything. I mean, he has the game. He has all the money. He has the win. And he has everything. But he wants to be perfect.
He has also, in addition to all those things, a great family.
Look, he's still after it.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're gonna be great, you have to strive to be perfect.
And that doesn't mean 99.9%. That means 100%. That means every play.
And you have to work hard to get in that position.
And he's been in that position of winning a Super Bowl now 2 years in a row. 1:34 left. Chandler out of the shotgun. Jamal Anderson. They took the ball away from him. Denver has the ball. Tyrone Braxton came up with it.
John Elway wants another shot, I think. There's Neil Smith out there. I mean, this is the fun part. I mean, you know, getting here is one thing, and winning here is the biggest thing. And Jamal Anderson is just trying to make something happen. He's trying to make a big play, and in doing so, he gets gang tackled, and doing that, he gets the ball stripped.
He was fighting either for more yardage or fighting to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
There's Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, and Mike Shanahan. Both of those guys have done an excellent job.
So Denver with the ball one more time. John Elway, I've just been informed, is officially this game's most valuable player.
So my vote counted, didn't it?
It sure did. I don't think it's the one that put it over the edge. I got to believe a lot of people voted for
They
John
had to.
Elway.
I mean, who else would you?
What a class guy this guy is, though, Dan Reeves, and what he's been through personally, physically, and the turmoil that surrounded today's team.
Now, he didn't deserve what happened today, but he deserved by getting his team here. He's always been a top coach when he was at Denver, when he was with the New York Giants, and here with the Atlanta Falcons.
Elway, the most valuable player. Grabbed first by Neil Smith, then by Shannon Sharp, and then by Mike Shanahan.
John Elway could be the most valuable player for a lot of years, can he? For some eras.
He was telling us that we were talking with him about missing the game, and he said, you know, people always say you're going to miss the camaraderie, the locker room, the players. He said the thing I don't miss so much is that because I'm so much older than the rest of them.
But what he's going to miss is he's going to miss the competition. He's going to miss playing the game. When you play at the level that John Elway plays, there's not a lot of people in this world that know that level.
And not a lot of people know the feeling that the Denver Broncos have at this moment. Ed McCaffrey, who had a great second half.
Now this is fun. If you're the Denver Broncos player, coach, family, this is fun.
If you're on the other side of the field, it's not.
Now it's the lowest of the low, the highest of the high. And if you're a Bronco, all you can do is giggle. I think that's what John Elway's doing. He can't stop giggling, and I know that feeling. I've been there, I've seen that, and all you do is walk around and giggle.
And you know, the Falcons, they're not the champions. They lose 34-19, but they had so many chances, and that has to linger with them for a long time.
Yeah, they were, you know, they go back, and maybe they left everything in Minnesota. I mean, maybe that great comeback against the Minnesota Vikings, winning in overtime at their place, one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Maybe the Atlanta Falcons left their game up there.
Darrell Davis wound up with 25 carries, 102 yards, and when your team gets over 100 yards, you have an individual who gets over 100 yards rushing in this game, the Super Bowl game. No team has ever lost.
No, and I think the thing you have to give a lot of credit to that offensive line of the Denver Broncos.
Don't you?
I mean, we looked at how Terrell Davis ran, and he had some great big holes there. We also looked at the pass protection that they gave John Elway.